Welcome to PDOnTheMove.com Test Kitchen. We're going to make a borscht. Now, if you've never had it, you're in for a treat. As always, the recipes are simple. They're incredibly good for you. Just follow. All we need to make this soup, believe it or not, is this miraculous Swiss peeler. I don't know how Swiss people make it, but here it is. It's fantastic. And this solid, German-looking, it probably is German, knife. That's it, cutting board. And we can cut all of these by hand, but we can also use a food processor, which we'll demonstrate in a little bit. It cuts down the time of the cooking to next to nothing. We're going to make a lot of soup. It will last for 2 people for more than a week, and it'll stay fresh because there's very little fat, actually no fat at all. It's based on water. So let's go. Now let's go to the kitchen. So to start with, these miraculous looking beets have to be sort of cut on both ends and peeled, which is fairly simple. This root is probably one of the most healthy roots you can put in your system. As a matter of fact, what we put in our system is as important as medications that we take, as exercises that we do. Diet plays a key role in how you're going to feel with Parkinson's. So let's get to it. I'm going to cut off the ends. Now, if you want to, you can peel the whole thing or you can cut it in half. That's entirely up to you. But basically, I'm going to peel over by the sink. This thing is amazing. It's so sharp. And now we start on the next one. Cut off the ends. Boy, these are fresh. And I'm going to peel this one just as well. Beautiful. You can almost feel that this is a healthy thing that you're going to consume later on. It's really one of the best soups for you. And people say, we don't like beets. Well, you should. It takes a little bit of practice. See, I'm getting faster already. It's also a good coordination exercise. You don't think of cooking as being part of our daily activities that are good for us, but this is meditational, recreational, coordinational. Is that a word like that? No, well, maybe it's a word we just invented. It's all good for you. And then, when the kids come home, you can scare them. This is just the beginning. All right, that's number 2. And now we just have one more. Now, to cook these monstrous beets a little faster, we can cut them in half. This will cut down the cooking time by quite a lot. Because the first thing we do, we have to boil these beets in a big soup pot, or just a pot. Cutting them in half. You don't want to use a wooden cutting board because it will be pink or purple in a matter of days. Now this is not easy, and don't let your children do this. This is a tough root, so you have to be very careful. I'm going to try to cut it. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes you need a little bit of strength. And I'll do it to all of them. Now usually beets come in little bunches. They're a lot smaller than this, so they're a lot easier to deal with. This is going to be enough soup for a regiment. I have just one more to cut. And now we'll put these babies into a big pot and add cold water. So it's halfway full. You can add water later as you add other ingredients because it will evaporate from the boiling process. So we're going to turn the burner or stove, electric, gas, whatever you have, on high, and we want these to start boiling. Now, while this is going on, they're going to take a little while. We can cut and prepare all other ingredients. We can cut them by hand, which is a good exercise, unless you have trouble. Or we can use this phenomenal food processor. It's good to have relatives that give you good things for Christmas, and we have the best. All right, so follow me. We have lots of stuff to cover. It's very simple, actually. Before we destroy the evidence of the beet cutting, isn't that gruesome? Prepare to cut other vegetables. We're going to go one at a time. We peel, we cut, we shred. You'll see. It's a lot of fun. I'm just going to rinse the carnage. Don't forget, these babies is what separates this soup from all others. We're going to use just the stems to put in the boiling water. These we'll add when we're ready to serve. So we cut the stems of dill, parsley, and of course, who could forget, beautiful cilantro. So I'll start with cilantro. Free it from its little name tag. Easy for you to see. And I'm just going to cut all of the stems, put them in a bowl so they get washed. Same thing with parsley. We clean, we cut. And dill. So all of these, believe it or not, are going to make the bouillon, the gold, the smell. Magically, things seem to appear in my hands. Well, I know a lot of people are Cirque du Soleil. I guess it rubbed off. So this is our bunch of herbs and spices, well, just herbs right now, that's going to go in the pot. So the herbs have been washed, and I'm just going to chop them. It doesn't have to be all that fine. Some of them will dissolve in preparation, during the cooking time. But you just want to cut it into manageable pieces. And remember, this is parsley, cilantro, and dill. We're just using the stems right now. The rest we will use when we are serving the soup. And we'll put it in a bowl where they'll wait for the beets to get done. Now that the beets are boiling, as you can tell, the genie's out of the bottle. We reduce the heat just a little bit because we want them to boil. Maybe medium, that will work. And just leave them alone. So now we prepare everything that's going to be chopped. Potatoes, cabbage, I'm not going to juggle, onion, maybe this vicious jalapeno, and pepper. Beautiful. We got the onions, potatoes, we peel them, you wash them. Everything is ready to go. We can cut them by hand, or we can use a food processor. Food processor is a little faster, a lot faster actually. Now I'm going to extract garlic from its layer, from its skin. And the best method, I think I saw it in a movie with Gerard Depardieu. I think the movie was called The Green Card. He whacked it out of, onion, just like that, garlic. Voila. It's that simple. So you need about 4 of those. And there are lots of Borscht recipes, but most ingredients actually are the ingredients we're using today. Some people add meat, some people add some other stuff. Really, vegetables do the trick. It really tastes probably the best when there's no meat around. That's my opinion. And of course, to make it truly your own, you can add different combinations of vegetables, more carrots, more potatoes, less beets, more cabbage. It's entirely up to you. The more you make this soup, the more it becomes part of you. You'll just have to experiment. Every now and then, just poke your beets with a knife and see if they're getting ready. They're still pretty hard, but they're huge. So we're going to revisit them, I would say, in another 10 minutes. But we have things to do while they're cooking. We shredded, we chopped, we used the food processor as you saw. Now, all we need to do is to take care of putting a little bit of lemon and probably this small can of tomato paste. They add a certain flavor. We're going to take the beets out and put them in a bowl where they can cool off, because you don't want to shred them while they're really hot. You'll probably ruin your machine. Or if you're doing it by hand, you really are in trouble. I'm going to put them on ice. And then we just have to add all of the ingredients to the bowl. It's a lot of them. This is going to be a great soup. We drop a few things every now and then. Wow. That's it for now. So after all the cutting, shredding, boiling, cleaning, and all that, we just have a few final touches. To each bowl, we're going to add parsley, dill, and cilantro. I'm going to chop it. And to each bowl, we're going to add fresh garlic. A spoonful of sour cream, and off we go. All right, here we go. Pièce de résistance. We ladle the borscht into our bowls with all the freshness, with all the goodness, with all those fresh herbs. Done. Bon appétit, as they say. See you soon.